Hello. Welcome to week 3. I am just going to go over some questions that I've gotten throughout the week. This is kind of my regular thing I decided to do is kind of gather up expectations and questions and create this video at the beginning of the week and then send you off into a new week, knowing that at least I did my part to try to explain all the expectations that are coming up for you. Okay. So let's talk about let's see here. Uh, okay, the slides are on Schoology, so all the announcements that I've done so far have been on these. So I've gotten quite a few emails from students, which I think is really interesting, asking me, saying like, oh, I'm so sorry to email you when it's not your office hours, but I had a question. Please email me all the time, day or night. It does not matter what day it is. If I'm not working at the time, taking some time away, then I just won't answer until I am ready to work again. So you emailing me it never disturbs me. Always email me. Usually what I'll do is, unless I'm sleeping, I will email you back and let you know when I will get back to you. That way you don't have to sit around and wait for me to be ready to email you back. Pretty much the only time that I try to take all of Saturday off from going on to Schoology and grading and that kind of stuff. But I will email you back and say, hey, I'll be back to work on Sunday, answering emails and questions. So just keep that in mind. Always email me. Office hours, again, we're going to do them the same time this week. I'm willing to change it. I just feel like consistency is a good idea. But it's just a time when I'm guaranteed to be there. And so you can come and get help if you need help. Also, I am so willing to do a meet with you at any time that I can make it happen. Last week I had students from, not even from my class, but other students that needed help with math, do a Google Meet with me. And I just answered a few questions that they had from their math class, which wasn't even our math class. So I am totally open and happy to help in any way I can. Just email me. It's really the best way to get in touch with me. Okay, so that's clear, I hope, for office hours. Office hours does not mean it's the only time you can ask for help. Office hours just means it's a time where I'm going to sit here like this with the camera on, and you can join and ask questions. Okay, so a few people have emailed me about, extra chances on the formative or the summative if they're not sure what they did wrong or it glitched or, there's definitely typos and stuff like that. So just keep the emails coming. I'm willing to work with you. I want to give you as many chances as I can. The goal here is to reward your effort, not to penalize you for not understanding something soon enough. So please. And you can keep turning stuff in. I'm accepting late work until the end of the quarter, and there's no, the due dates that I put on assignments are there just to try to keep you on track so you don't get behind. But I had a few people email me on Saturday or on Friday night and say, oh my gosh, is this late? I'm not going to be able to turn it in if it's late. No. I'm accepting everything late forever. But, I'm also making phone calls home and emailing people who are falling behind. So you do not want to get behind either. Something that I've started doing last week is if you email me a question, for one thing, it's really, really helpful to take a screenshot of what you need, what question you have. That way it's easiest for me to find the question. But also, I've been making videos of myself explaining it. For one, because it's really hard to type, explain a question sometimes. But also that way I can post the video, and then anybody else who might have that same question, I can either direct them to that video or I can, they can find it on their own. So that's my plan going forward. If you email me a question, then I will post a video answering that question. And that way we have a lot of videos, we have a lot of material, we get a lot of questions answered. So I hope that works for everyone. And if it doesn't, let me know. Okay, so I had a suggestion, and I'll show you here on Schoology where it is. In the week 3, 8.3, I put a optional student discussion. A student brought to my attention that some other teachers are doing optional discussion boards so that you guys can help each other with questions that you might have, issues that are coming up, typos in my material. Feel free to help each other use that. That's up to you. I'm not going to grade it. I'll check it just for questions. I'll also be checking to make sure that it's not just turning into a situation where you guys are just showing each other the answers, right? My goal is that you guys are showing effort and that you're learning. And if it becomes a place where I'm just noticing people are just posting answers to things, then I'll take it down. But I trust you guys are supportive of each other, and you want to support to help each other and also get your questions answered. So use that as you see fit. Okay. Email organizer. I will be posting something about this once I get the materials, but basically a lot of teachers are noticing that when they email students, that students are not emailing them back. So for one thing, etiquette, right? So polite. You know how in math we're always talking about having your pinkies up when you're doing math, doing things like the polite way. Well, right now your teachers are really, really trying to communicate with you. I'd say 90% of your teachers are really, really busting their butts to hear from you. And so if you see a teacher make a post on a discussion or an update or something like that, just like it or reply to it. Even if it's just got it or something like that, it just lets the teacher know that people are seeing what they're putting out there. And if a teacher emails you, even if it doesn't seem like you need to reply with anything, like even if they didn't ask you a direct question, just reply with a got it or okay or thank you or something like that. It'll make all of our lives a lot easier. We want to communicate with each other as much as possible. To that, your email might be difficult to catch all these little teacher emails. And so I'm going to post something about how to organize your email so that it doesn't delete all your Schoology emails, but it just kind of puts them in a separate spot. So then you can focus more on the more important emails, like emails from your teachers. This week, there is a long video. It is 1 hour and 10 minutes. That is a long video. However, I over-explain. I double explain. I do extra examples. I go through all the examples step by step. So just make sure it's you're putting aside enough time for that, but also if it's making sense to you, don't feel like you have to watch the whole video. Please don't. I post the teacher notes key so that you don't have to watch the whole video if you don't want to. It's just if you need that extra help, things are confusing, then you need to watch that whole video. Yeah, I think the material this week kind of bumps up a little bit. It's going to be a little bit more challenging than I think the last couple weeks. So just prepare yourself. Email, ask questions. We're in this together. And then I changed something about the summative this week, and I just changed it so that you can see the question after you submit. So if I got so many emails that's like, what did I get wrong on the summative? I just figured I'd rather just let you guys see what you got wrong. The goal is to learn, not to try to trick you or make things more difficult than they need to be. That's pretty much it. The only other thing I wanted to go through with you was that the weekly schedule. So here's our weekly schedule. Really, for your organizer post every week, you could just use this as your post, right? I just want to see that you know when things are due and that you're trying to organize your week and make sure that you're prepared for what needs to happen. So Monday, I would recommend you get organized in all your classes. Do an organizer or a planner or a checklist. You guys have been really great about commenting on each other's organizational strategies. So um, I recommend you steal from each other how to stay organized and how to make sure you're getting your stuff done. I put email me anytime every single day. Please do. Tuesday, I recommend you start by watching the video of expectations. That's this video. And then checking to make sure that like everything's working and that the links are working for the videos and blah, 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 blah. Again, email me anytime. And then here are my office hours on Tuesday. Maybe on Wednesday, you want to really dig in and do all the notes and watch the video and try the worksheet. Again, email me anytime, every single day. Maybe on Thursday, you want to do the formative. Remember, you get 4 tries for the summative or for the formative, but you're not allowed to move forward to the summative until you get a 75%. So it's high expectations. I want to make sure that you're ready for that summative. I don't want to see people just trying something and then not being ready, right? I don't want to send you into a situation where you don't know what's going to happen. I want to make sure you're ready. Again, email me anytime. And then on Thursday, I have office hours at that time. And then maybe on Friday, you want to do the summative. Technically, all week 3 materials are due on Friday, but you can turn them in until the end of the quarter. Email me anytime over the weekend. Again, on the weekend, Saturday, I usually try to disconnect because I need that little bit of break from my computer, but feel free to email me and I'll usually email you back within a couple hours saying, okay, I'll email you back at this time or this day to make sure that you get your question answered. Because I mean, it's the most important thing that I do is be your teacher. Okay. I think that is it for this week. Let me check my list to make sure that I'm all good. Yeah. Last thing, email me anytime. Never feel guilty. If I don't want to see it, I just won't look at the email, right? It just sits there until I'm ready to see it. So you do not disturb me. It's not like you're waking me up. There's no blowhorn of you emailing me all the time. Just email me anytime, day or night. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay, I miss all of you. Getting to the point now where I'm like real nostalgic for our classroom. And I hope that the videos, although long, are helpful. I got an email from one of you saying, I appreciate that you're putting together one big lesson and you're really explaining things rather than having little chopped up tiny lessons. So that made me feel like I made the right choice with going for doing everything all in one big chunk rather than trying to do like day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4. But then also giving you that scheduling option when you could schedule your work and stagger it day to day to day. All right. Miss you, and I hope you have a good week. Keep up the great communication.